Mboya is only 4 million. And the documents say we have never even paid a coin, Mr. Speaker. Cecil Miller, Mr. Speaker, the case for Ruaraka School, where the taxpayers' money, 1.5 billion was lost. Miller won that case. The land for Ruaraka Primary School worth 4 billion was reverted back to the county government of Nairobi. These are legal fees and they are court orders, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Council, put your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's common.
Put your question.
What documents did we seek, or what were we seeking from them? The next quorum. Yes? What document were we seeking from that advocate, Mr. Governor?
Which advocate?
Kwanga Mboya.
You are seeking some documents. I'm not aware. Maybe you explain to me.
Mr. Speaker, again.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, again we are going to an arena that we passed in the morning. He is referring to documents that are not actually admitted. And he wants to cross-examine.
That is the question I asked you, eh? And you also you were just circumlocuting. I asked you whether the document that has been given to the governor was admitted or not.
Mr. Speaker, that is the letter that we wrote to this honorable house. And the document written to this particular house in respect to a matter becomes subject of a matter. Mr. Speaker, this is what we call the doctrine of res gestae. Facts otherwise not relevant becoming relevant. These are the summons, they form part of the records. They form part of the records.
Okay, let's proceed.
Yes, thank you for the protection, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Governor, kindly read the documents.
Yes, I can read. Where do you want me to read?
Yes, that column.
Okay. The column, pre-qualification by the county government. That's
what are we asking, Governor?
On pre-qualification.
Yes. What other document were we seeking?
Letter of instruction for the case.
Yes. What else?
Fee notes.
Correct.
Tax compliance certificate and evidence of tax payment. Then dates of payment, Mr. Speaker.
Is Mr. Is Mr. Kwanga Mboya before this house as your advocate this afternoon?
Yes.
Good.
Even you are representing your clients. At the end of the day, the assembly is going to pay you. So there's nothing wrong with that.
Is he present?
Yes.
Good. Let's go to C.C. Miller.
He is not accused. He's not an accused person.
Let's go to C.C. Miller.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What documents were we asking for?
From Mr. Cecil Miller, you are asking for...
The same documents, yes?
Those are your colleagues. You could have written to them directly instead of asking me these questions.
Governor.
The instructions come from the county attorney, not from the governor.
Governor.
So you could have written to them. They are your colleagues. I'm not supposed to answer these questions. Just deal with my impeachment.
Governor, you will answer.
Okay.
If you want to be acquitted by this house, you will answer the questions. You will not choose what to say and what to do.
Okay,
you
Mr.
are a
Speaker.
witness.
Just proceed, Council.
How much did you say Kwanga Mboya was paid?
Mr. Speaker, he was paid 80 million.
80 million.
After a decree that was issued by Justice, the order is here with me.
Yes, how much was he paid?
80 million.
80 million.
By Justice Mativo. So these are ruling by Justice Mativo.
No, don't take documents that are not before the Senate.
But the court order is in the public domain.
Those don't take documents.
If you Google Kenya law reports, you'll get this order.
When was he paid that amount?
Who now? Kwanga Mboya?
Apollo Mboya. Sorry, Kwanga Mboya.
Okay, I've got the...
Kwanga Mboya, when was he paid?
I've got the voucher here with me,
yes.
Mr. Speaker. I've got the bank receipts. Let me just check. Just give me a minute for that, please. I'll just answer you right now, please.
Mr. Speaker, we are limiting ourselves to the documents that I have. These are not documents before the Senate.
No,
but you see, you have answered the question of when he was paid. I've got the bank statement. How the RTGS was paid to him. After 1 hour, he transferred the money to the...
When was he paid?
He transferred the money to the vendor's lawyer. Even his fees, which he raised to us, was 4 million. Okay, when he was paid, Mr. Speaker...
Yes, how much fees did he raise?
I'm coming to that.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th July 2019.
And
he's talking about funds being diverted for 2020.
Wait, C.C. Miller, how much was he paid?
Let me finish about this transaction.
C.C. Miller,
let me finish, Council.
Governor, it's me lead.
My friend, let me finish. Let me finish. You have asked the question.
Let him answer,
okay.
Council.
Enda pole pole, wacha speedy. Me, Mr. Pelagagu, my friend. I'm a fan of cases. So, Mr. Speaker, the money was paid from the county account on the 16th July 2019 to Kwanga Mboya's account 0113623028200, Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates. The same day, after 1 hour, Kwanga Mboya remitted the monies to beneficiary, Okoth and Kiplagat and Company Advocates, who was the vendor's lawyer, Musa Yego's lawyer, based on a decree that was issued by Justice Mativo of High Court of Kenya.
Okay.
Vide case number, which I've mentioned, 218.
Mr. Speaker, with your kind permission.
2018.
If the witness is not going, if I will not be allowed to lead the witness, we will not be able to lead the evidence that we have. Because the witness will have the risk of going on the frolic of his own, as he is now doing.
You are the one who raised the question, Counsel.
What I want is that, you give him time to respond.
Yeah, but again, he cannot respond to the question that he has not been asked. That's the purpose of cross-examination.
Okay, proceed.
So, how much, you said he was paid on which day?
Now let me refer to, the statement.
Correct?
To the statement again. Mr. Speaker, he was paid on 16th.
On 16th.
July 2019.
How much or what was the invoice that he had raised?
Sorry, come again?
What was the invoice that he had raised?
The invoice is here with me. Being payments, okay, this is the legal fee. The invoice, this is the invoice he raised. Being payment of legal fees in respect of petition number 218 of 2018, Musa Yego versus Nairobi County Government. The invoice for his fees was 5 million.
5 million.
17,000.
Thank you. Would you explain to this?
After tax.
Would you explain to this Senate?
I've not finished about the legal payments.
Would you
That's all. I have not finished.
You have answered
you referred me to the invoice. Let me finish the details of the invoice.
Answered the question.
No,
I am satisfied with the answer.
No,
it's my answer.
6 million is not the total payment. We have not deducted taxes.
Okay.
I am satisfied with that answer.
I'm not satisfied with my answer.
No. But Governor, order Governor. You know, you are.
Question, Mr. Speaker, I must.
But you are not the one who asked the question, so you cannot be satisfied with your own. Whoever has asked says he's satisfied with the answer. So wait for the next question.
Mr. Speaker, I'm on oath.
I'm
satisfied. No, I'm on oath. I don't know to give a misleading answer.
Mr. Speaker, can this witness be controlled?
Okay, Council, just hold on. Yeah.
5 million as per the invoice, Mr. Speaker, is not the final legal payment.
That question was put.
This was the initial amount. Taxes had to be removed. So the final legal fee we are supposed to pay Kwanga Mboya is 4 million, and not 5 million.
I'm also satisfied, Mr. Governor.
Okay.
I'm also satisfied.
The House was not satisfied.
I now lead you to the blue file.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You have it? Have it?
Yeah.
E1? E1, the big
E1.
file.
Yes, I can look for it.
Have it, Governor?
Yes.
The big blue file.
Yeah.
And you go with me to page 77 very fast.
I'll not go with you. I'll just go to page 47. Why should I go with you? Let me look for it. I can't go with you. I can go alone.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I'm looking for the file.
Thank you. Yes.
Which page, please?
Page 77.
Okay.
Open with me page 77.
Which volume, please?
The blue file.
There are three
blue. Yes, that one. Are you on page 77, Governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir.
That is a copy of the extract of the IFMIS, yes?
Yes.
I want you to look at entry labeled 0305, yes?
It's not visible.
305. You will see, Mr. Governor, it's visible.
305?
Yes, this one.
Come and show me. Okay.
Can you read out the details?
Let me put on my torch. I can't see.
Is it getting darker? Or so?
No, Mr. Speaker, it's faint. The font is...
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Read that entry. What does it relate to?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
15th July 2019. Huh?
What action on the next column is taking place?
Outward transmission of 80 million.
Yes. Who was the recipient?
Kwanga Mboya and Company Advocates.
Apollo Mboya and Company Advocates, correct?
Yeah, yes.
80 million.
Not Apollo Mboya. There's no Apollo.
Sorry,
there.
not Apollo.
Yeah.
Kwanga Mboya, yes.
You are misleading the House.
Kwanga Mboya, yes?
Yes.
80 million paid on the 15th as against an invoice of 5 million, yes?
Sorry?
Yes, Mr. Governor, Mr. Kenyanji, would you let the witness be?
Okay, proceed, Council. Yeah, 80 million in favor of Kwanga Mboya.
Look at entry labeled 301.
Yes, I'm there.
What does it relate to?
Same date, 15th.
15th, yes?
Yes, 2019, not 2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
What action is taking place?
A payment of 30 million to Abdullahi Gitari.
An RTGS,
and
yes?
the Yambo Advocates.
How much was paid?
15th July 2019.
Yes.
1 year ago, he was paid.
It's okay. I go to the next page, page 78. Entry 306. Can you see it? 306.
But Mr. Speaker, why are you concerned with other clients?
Mr. Governor.
Other lawyers for payments.
Entry 306.
Okay. 306, yes.
Yes. What action is taking place? Which date and what action?
Repeat yourself, please.
306. What date is it?
Is it 306? This page is not 306. The end is 305. Maybe,
Okay,
maybe I go to the next page. 77, the end is 305. 306. Where? The top is 218, not 306. Mr. Speaker is misleading the House.
You're not referring to the same
306 is referring
I told you to
item
refer.
I
told you to refer to page 77, 78, not
you
77.
have said 77. This is 77.
78.
Okay. Give me 77. 78.
So it's 77.
Page 78.
Give me page 78. You have not given me page 78. Let me look for it, please. You asked for 77. Now you're asking for 78.
Yes.
Okay,
78.
Okay, look for 78.
And you look at entry labeled 306.
Okay. So 70, the next page. The next page.
Governor, mindful of time. Yes?
Yes.
Move very fast.
Yes.
306. What action is taking place?
73. 78. I want 78. The next page. Oh, 3 looks like 8. Okay. Yes, I'm there, Mr. Speaker.
What action is taking place?
Mr. Speaker, the action taking place, another transaction, 15th July 2019, and not 2020.
Yes.
I know your allegations are heading to. This is a payment, Mr. Speaker, Nairobi City County paying Cecil Miller and Company Advocates.
How much was paid to Cecil Miller?
80 million.
Yes?
80 million.
83 million, correct?
Million.
I want you to confirm that all this amount of money was paid on the same day, on 15th of July 2019, correct?
It is correct, and it is not a big...
Correct or not correct?
When money reflected to the county account from this checker.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have heard us alleging and adducing evidence that that is the money that was meant for the bursary. Yes? Go with me to page number 1.
No, let me answer the question. Okay. Mr. Speaker.
Go to me.
No, I can't go there to answer the question.
Okay, let him answer, then he will.
Mr. Speaker, the lawyer is behaving like his client. He just wants to mislead the House. I was very clear about the bursary funds. These transactions, Mr. Speaker, are dated 15th June 2019. The financial year ended in 2020 September. And there is proof that the funds were transferred back to CBK, they were not used.
Governor, what budget are we questioning in our ground one?
You are questioning, you are questioning bursary budget, and I've answered that. And I've given you proof that
Governor,
no coin was used from the bursary fund.
Okay.
Maybe go to the CBK statement and see the money is there.
I hear you, now hear me.
Yes.
Kindly confirm that the budget that we are dealing with is 2019-2020, yes?
There were two budgets. There are several budgets for...
I want you to confirm yes or no.
I referred to 3 different budgets in this proceedings. I want you to confirm.
But I've told you now that I'm dealing with not those other ones.
No.
We are dealing with that budget, Mr. Governor.
No, Mr. Speaker, this is a previous financial year, Mr. Speaker.
When does government year begin to run?
This is, let me see. It's June.
When does it begin to run?
Okay, this is July, Mr. Speaker. Is this true? The next financial year, 2019-2020.
So that's the financial year we're dealing with, yes?
Yes.
Good. I want to refer you to the same file, and you now go to page 1.
Yes.
That is an invoice, correct?
Let me get it first, please. Yes, I got it, Mr. Speaker.
You are there, Governor?
Yes.
What does that invoice relate to?
This is a payment.
Yes?
This is a payment, being payment of transfer of bursary funds.
Transfer of bursary funds,
but these are unwritten documents.
It's okay.
I don't know the authenticity of this.
It's okay, the same document you referred to.
It is unwritten, not electronic document.
Governor?
Not from the CBK statement.
How much money is in issue in that invoice?
Sorry?
How much money is in issue? How much money are we looking at?
297,500,000 of 2019, and it went direct to the cooperative bank account.
I have not asked where it went.
Yes.
Confirm to this house that that is the money appearing on ground 1 of our operation.
No, it is a total lie. The money...
I have asked you the figures.
No, it is a total lie. I have said...
Governor, hear me out. Confirm that 297,500,000 is the money in question, or money the subject of these proceedings. Okay,
can you allow me to answer you?
No, confirm.
No, it is, we are lying. I want to answer the question.
Let him answer, yes.
Mr. Speaker, as I've said earlier, financial year 2018-2019, the allocation for bursary was 297,500,000, and I aired a clip.
It's okay.
Showing the master check for the same amount.
It's okay.
And Mr. Speaker, I have a statement how this amount was utilized. From CRF account, it went to cooperative bank account. And we have a list of all the beneficiaries, Mr. Speaker, from the county.
But it's talking about 2019. Okay.
Yeah, okay. This is 2019. Again, Mr. Speaker, 2019-2020, we allocated the similar amount, 297,500,000, again to for bursary.
It's okay.
And towards the end of the financial year, we have a statement from CBK confirming around September the funds were not disbursed. There was no disbursement from the checker due to the COVID-19 challenges. Schools were closed.
It's okay.
We return this money back to the...
It's okay.
The statements are there, Mr. Speaker.
I hear you, Mr. Governor.
That's fine.
But as much as I hear you, I want you to refer to page 76 of the same document. Are you there? 76?
Give me a minute, please. 70. Which page, please, Council?
76.
76.
Mr. Kenyans, don't coach the witness. He is my witness. You'll have time when I yield.
I'm the Senate's witness, not your witness, please. Okay, Council, I've got the document, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Page 76.
Are you there,
yes.
Governor?
Yes.
Look at entry labeled 261. Correct? 61.
Yes, please. Yes.
261. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
What date is it?
It is saying,
What date?
date it is 12th July 2019.
Yes. What action is taking place?
The action is outward RTGS
Yes?
of two.
No, RTGS. From which account to which account?
This is from CBK to the county account.
CBK?
Let me just confirm.
No. Mr. Governor. Governor, please.
A second, kindly.
There is an intervention. Senator Olekina.
Governor, let me show you.
Just hold on. Senator Olekina, what's your intervention?
Mr. Speaker,
Yes, proceed. I can answer that.
You are off record. Okay.
I am on mic. Off. And now? Okay. Mr. Speaker, I'm not sure whether I'm the only visitor in Jerusalem. I have no clue what the documents they're referring to. I'm trying to follow. I can't see. I got lost in between the documents which were being introduced and this current document. So if they can refer us to the file, the document, we can follow.
Council, which document are you referring to?
We are referring to this big blue file labeled as 9A. And Mr. Kenyanjui is putting the witness.
Council Kenyanjui.
Council Kenyanjui.
You are the one who was complaining yesterday about...
I don't know why he's losing the decorum of a senior council.
Take your seat.
I was informing His Excellency the Governor.
Yep.
You seek leave. You seek leave.
Okay, okay.
You seek leave of the chair.
I have, Mr. Speaker, so I did raise my hand, and you motioned me.
Okay.
And I think Mr. Njiro did not see that.
Okay, what is your...
Oh, honorable members, I don't mean any disrespect. What I was whispering to His Excellency the Governor is that in any case of any document he needs, he can just...
We can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was informing His Excellency the Governor, whispering to him because Mr. Njiro was addressing, I think, another issue, that on the file that we have to reference, it is their documents, and so I'm taking a little bit longer to look for them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, Governor, I'm assuming that now you have the document, correct?
Okay, let me go back to the document.
No.
You have somehow confused me. Okay, you've told me entry number, page 76, yeah?
Page 76.
I am there.
Entry labeled 261.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, entry number...
The date is which date?
Mr. Speaker, the entry number 261, the date is 12th July 2019.
2019.
RTGS. Outward transmission.
Yes.
To Nairobi County CBK. Okay, from CBK account to Nairobi County account.
Yes.
297,500,000.
Confirm that this is the account for the Nairobi County.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I confirm.
Confirm that the money in issue came from Nairobi County CBK.
Yes, to Nairobi County government account. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Cooperative Bank.
Finally confirm that the money is 297,500,000. Yes?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Then, Mr. Governor, explain the expedition or the manner in which you distributed that money.
Very good. That's a very good answer.
Following, listen.
A good question.
Listen, Governor.
Yes.
Is this the money that you said was returned to CBK?
Yes. Let me answer.
Do you have evidence of...
A question cannot answer another question, please.
Governor, I'm asking you.
I've given you time.
Confirm that this is the money that you are
I cannot confirm because an answer cannot answer another answer. Let me give you a question.
Let's have some... Okay, you answer what he has asked first, then systematically.
Okay, and let me refresh. I want you to confirm...
No, I don't want you to refresh. I've got the question.
Order, please. This is a court, and we need to follow the proceedings. Please, let's conduct ourselves in a civil manner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, okay.
So can I answer, Mr. Speaker?
Mr. Speaker, allow me to refresh the question for his benefit.
I have the question, Mr.
He says he has heard the question,
I have heard the question.
Let him answer. He doesn't need to be refreshed.
Mr. Speaker, let me answer the question.
Answer.
The council is repeating himself in the manner in which he's asking questions, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the council is referring to the disbursement of 2019 for bursary. Mr. Speaker, immediately after his clients were charged in court.
No, that's not the question I put.
No, I'm answering.
I'll come to that.
That is how I'm answering. You have a way of asking question, I've got a way of answering. So kindly.
Okay.
Okay, yesterday you gave ruling.
I'll take less than a minute. Mr. Speaker.
Council, just hold on.
Only,
let's see.
Yes, Mr.
Only
Speaker.
one, Mr. Speaker. You gave us directions.
Let me answer, please.
That when a question of yes or no is
Mr.
put,
Speaker,
and this was
Council.
confirmed by Senator Judge Mazayo, an experienced judge, that an answer must be given in that nature.
Council, just relax.
The answer is no, and I've got reasons why it is no. So let me explain why it's no, why you are misleading the House. I'm on oath. I cannot lie to the House. I was once a senator. I know the repercussions of lying.
Okay.
This House has powers equivalent to the powers of High Court. I can be charged with perjury.
Proceed to answer.
So just relax, Council. Let me answer. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, the Council is misleading the House. Immediately after his clients were charged in court for stealing taxpayers' money, diverting to their proxy's account, to their wife's account, I immediately stopped the process of issuing checks direct to MCS. What we did, Mr. Speaker, and we have a law which we amended, and it is in the public domain. We agreed that all payments should be taken to the bank. Request for payment should be taken to the bank. Then the county, through the bank, our bank is Cooperative Bank, transmits the money through RTGS direct to schools. And Mr. The page where the Council is referring to, and I want to repeat myself, to page 76 of his affidavit or whatever. Transaction number 261, 12th July 2019. This is a genuine transaction, Mr. Speaker. The same debt, this same amount is captured in the statement, Mr. Speaker.
That statement is
number
one,
Mr. Speaker, the statement, same debt,
Mr. Speaker,
12th July.
Mr. Speaker, if you may.
Just after
May the witness
30 minutes.
restrict himself to the documents before you.
It is in the, Mr. Speaker, 12th July 2019. This same money.
Governor, are those documents with us?
They are not filed.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement from Cooperative Bank. The same money is alleging.
No,
it is found in the statement for bursary for previous years. The money was transferred to Cooperative Bank. It was a list of all the beneficiaries, over 100,000 students.
The document is not before you.
But what we are saying, if it's not filed, then you can't use it.
Correct.
That is the rule.
Correct, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Council, what do you want to?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, honorable senators. Mr. Kwangamboya sought to produce these documents, and he pleaded because he has been negatively implicated by that notice of summons, and he sought, please allow me to produce this whole bunch so that I can demonstrate what has been alleged against him, and he has now referred to the documents disputing the alleged receipt of 10 million. So
he was asking you yesterday.
Together.
Yesterday was already out of time.
No. I'm sorry.
If it's yesterday.
Mr. Speaker, sir, it's because, with respect, honorable members, with respect, it's because the summons were sought for by Mr. Njiru. And the ruling was delivered by Mr. Speaker, sir, yesterday that he should be summoned, and yet he was not originally within the witnesses sought by the prosecuting team. So when the grant was made that summons can issue, immediately he rose and said, may I have the leave to have the documents brought in? We anticipated, although it's wrong to anticipate pursuant to your rules, that he could produce these documents in defense of his position. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
I'm closing. I'm justifying why, because an attack has been made on His Excellency. Why are you referring to documents you have not brought? They are the author of this scenario. With respect, served late. Their notification. Had they told us in advance, on the 15th?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Kenyanju is eating into our time.
Okay.
Mr. Speaker, sir, that is the reason why.
And the application is belated.
Okay.
Governor, answer the question.
Okay, let the governor proceed.
Is that the amount of the money you said was returned to CBK?
Yes, the amount of the money returned to CBK, yes, is the same.
Do you have evidence of return?
Yes, the CBK, I've got the CBK
Have you
statement.
tabled that evidence before this
tribunal?
Yes,
during my When I was testifying in the morning, I tabled the document is in the affidavit in my affidavit. The amounts in figures were the same. 2018, 2019, 2020, the amounts were the same.
Okay, let's make progress.
Mr. Speaker, maybe as the Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, Mr. Speaker,
Governor,
some of the
yes, Governor, yes.
Documents.
Take the next file.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, please.
9B.
On the floor, yes, Senator.
Thank you.
Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, Mr. Speaker, as my counsels indicated earlier, the counsel served us with his files and affidavits past 7 p.m., the day we were supposed to be filed. We requested for these statements at Cooperative Bank. They were very voluminous, Mr. Speaker. They are over 600 pages. Actually, we were delayed by the bank in printing of these statements. They were satisfied today in the morning, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, with all the due respect, I was a member of this House. I'm requesting, because we made 80 copies, these are bank statements. If, I don't know, in the instance of time, if I can be allowed either to serve a copy to the clerk or yourself, Mr. Speaker, so that the funds is referring
You've pronounced yourself on that issue. So let's proceed, Governor.
I'm just requesting the House from another angle. You've never been a senator, my friend.
Okay, Governor.
To colleagues.
Governor, okay, I've heard your question. I'll respond to that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Counsel.
Thank you. Governor, do you have this volume of document labeled 10H? It's your document?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Please open with me page 170.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm there, page 170.
What is the document that you're looking at?
This Central Bank of Kenya.
Yes.
It is a transaction showing stopped RTGS payments. It is dated 1st September 2020. And the transaction is 12th July 2019.
How much money is in issue?
It's same. I've told you the allocation for bursary fund was the same. Previous year same, and 2019-2020 is the same.
Is that document indicating a refund or a return of that amount?
No, this is a refund because it is saying stopped. And by then there were no allocations from the exchequer because of COVID challenges.
When was it refunded?
No, this is another financial year. This was refunded. It was refunded on first.
Was that money refunded?
This document has been authenticated.
When was the money refunded, Governor?
First, it was not refunded. It was not even available.
Okay, when was it returned?
All the counties didn't have money, Mr. Speaker, due to COVID challenges.
I am looking at the date.
It was withdrawn from the IB. It doesn't mean it was returned.
Which date, Governor?
1st September 2020.
1st September.
Yes. But the transaction we are talking of, 16th July 2019, is captured in the statement, the same date.
I
it went to all the schools through RTGS.
Governor, I am aware that you know the provisions of Section 30 of the County Government Act, yes?
Yes.
And you know it relates the functions of the governor, correct?
Yes.
And I know you're aware that among the functions of the governor is to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
Yes.
Is that one of your functions?
No, but
that is one of your functions.
No, but in the recent
Governor,
ruling by this
I am reading the law
in the Waiguru impeachment.
I am reading the law, Governor.
Okay.
I am putting to you that Section 30 requires you to be accountable for the management and use of the county resources, yes?
If I've broken one of those laws, but for now I've not broken anything.
You are aware, Governor, that you are the buck stops with you, yes? In the management and accountability.
In some of the
Mr.
areas.
Speaker,
in some of the areas or the issues, but in some areas, Chief Officers.
Mr. Kenyanjui is passing notes to the governor, and it's very offensive.
Mr. Kenyanjui.
Mr. Kenyanjui, be honorable.
I think I want to caution you now. Huh? This is not a market. This is the Senate of the Republic of Kenya, and sitting here now as a court. Please, if you don't behave with decorum, I will have no choice but to ask you to leave. Proceed.
You're also aware that among the functions that you have is to submit county plans and policies to the county assembly for approvals, yes?
Mr. Speaker,
that is your function,
Mr.
yes
Speaker,
or no?
Before I proceed, this is a simple note from Harrison. I'll give it to the Sergeant at Arms to pass it over you. He's advising me, just become the lawyer wants to annoy you, relax, respect the Honorable Senate. So the advocate is advising me. I can give it to the Sergeant at Arms.
Governor, okay.
But he knows that is wrong.
We take that.
You can consult your advocate,
Governor.
Mr. Speaker, during proceedings.
Answer, Governor.
Thank you.
You are aware that among your functions is to submit the county plans and policies to the county assembly, yes?
Yes.
I now want to refer you to file labeled as 9B. Are you there? 9B, Honorable Senators.
No, he needs to be given the file.
Let me look for it.
9B, the black file. The black file. Move with me to page 631. Governor.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm removing the previous files, which are here.
I can share this with you, Governor. You now have the file. 631, yes? You're there, Governor?
Yes.
But before that, move with me with speed to confirm that that is a tender document relating to Dandora Stadium, yes?
Yes.
Would you kindly read out the description of that project, where it is highlighted, the first paragraph?
Proposed stadia have a 3,000 capacity sitting on concrete terraces.
Yes, concrete?
Terraces.
Yes?
And steel truss.
Yes?
Like carbonated sheets.
Correct. What was the stadium to be constructed of?
Concrete.
Concrete what? Terraces, yes?
Yes.
Move with me to page 808. Governor, you will not be there if you go with that speed. Yes?
Yes.
Confirm, before we read that letter, to whom the project or the tender was awarded to.
Scanjet Construction Limited.
Scanjet Construction, yes?
Yes.
Look at the letter dated 12th of September 2018.
Yes.
Who is the author?
The Chief Officer, Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management.
Is that your officer?
Yes.
Is that officer under you? Is that your officer?
She's no longer there with us.
No, I'm not asking the personality, the
not
office.
She's not my officer. She's no longer with us, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have an office in your county government structures labeled as Urban Renewal Housing and Project Management?
Yeah, we have that department. We don't have such an officer.
You have that department, yes?
Yes.
What is the content of that letter?
The entire letter, or the content.
Yes. Would you read the first?
Proposed construction of and completion of 4 stadia within Nairobi.
Yes. Read the first paragraph.
A site visit conducted on the 12th September 2018 at Dandora established the following.
Yes.
That you have continued to do works that were not in the contract.
Yes.
Bills of quantities and drawings, especially the heavily reinforced and expansive concrete planes.
What was the company doing?
Constructing the stadium.
With what materials?
But there was an addendum.
With what materials, Governor? We'll come to that.
Works I'm not an engineer, so.
What materials were being used, concrete or steel?
You have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces. But no, it's not me, because I'm not
It's okay, Governor. Read. Read. What deviation was done?
You have deviated from reinforced concrete terraces and preparing grounds for steel terraces.
Ah, yeah. Move with me to page 841. Yes? Page 841. Yes, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Confirm that that is a report from the Public Procurement and Regulation Authority dated 23rd September 2019, yes?
Yes.
If you are there, then move very fast to page 856.
Yes.
Would you read entry or paragraph number 5?
Forgery of documents.
Yes, read.
The contract documents appear to have been forged, including a cabinet memo to state that the stadium should be steel structures when the work is at 70% complete.
Yes, continue.
All the photocopied documents submitted to the authority by the county government of Nairobi were not certified as true copies of the originals.
Yes.
As demanded by the authority. Therefore, it was not possible for the authority to conclude that the documents were either authentic or otherwise. It was not able. So they could have been authentic or not.
So you are simply...
Because the documents were not submitted.
The authority is saying there was a variation of the tender terms. Yes?
Even there was an addendum done, which is...
I will come to that.
Which is okay.
I'll come to that.
The wall has gone the steel way.
Go to page 857.
Yes.
And you read entry number 6, paragraph 6C.
Yes.
What is the content?
All the documents submitted to the authority by the county government of Nairobi were not certified as true copies. Just to certify.
Yes.
Were not certified as true copies of the original.
Yes.
As demanded by the authority.
Yes.
Yeah.
D, number D, paragraph D.
Which one? E or D?
D, D.
D for dog.
Yes.
The county government paid the contractor an amount of... No, this was a lie. It was not...
Read.
The county government paid the contractor an amount of 196,876,000.
Yes.
As evinced by the payment record highlighted herewith.
Yes.
I continue.
That is page 857. Yes. How much money was paid, Governor?
This is not a correct figure. What was paid was only 90 million as per the last.
I want you to read what is written, not what was.
This document did not originate from us, so I cannot say this amount was paid. So I cannot mislead the House on oath.
I now want you to read.
We have correct figures from our affidavit how much was paid.
I want you to read what is.
No, this is not our document, so I cannot own it.
I know. I have not asked you to own. I want you to read. How much money is in issue?
They are alleging that 196 million was paid, but this is a lie. The
okay,
correct figure
go to paragraph 7.
Is less than 100 million.
Read paragraph 7.
Yes, I'm there. Recommendations.
Yes?
Yeah.
What is the content?
The content...
Paragraph A.
It is the authority's considered opinion that the subject contract documents and the annexures attached to this report should be subjected to more investigations to determine...
Should be subjected to investigation, yes?
But the investigations are still ongoing to determine whether they have been forged, whether they have been forged or not.
Look at your affidavit.
Including cabinet memorandum to state that the stadium should be still when the work is nearing completion.
Was this report brought to your attention?
No.
As a chief executive officer?
No, they are my juniors who are relevant to who have been
Does
assigned
that
to do
mean that in your governance, you don't, it is true what was testified by Janet Ouko Muthoni, that you have a dysfunctional system, and that is why this was never brought to your attention?
No. No.
So was this brought to your attention?
But the officers
was this brought to your attention?
It was brought maybe to my CECs, my county secretaries, my chief officers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I read the law to you that you are the most, and the buck stops with you about accountability, yes?
No, you are lying to the House.
Okay. I want to refer you to your paragraph 48, appearing on page 12, document labeled 10H. 10H, the governor's document. 10H. 10H. Governor, you can have this for purpose of expediency.
Which page?
Governor, I want you to refer to this.
Yeah, I'm having some.
Kenyans sympathy. Okay, have a look at that.
Yes, I'm there.
Would you kindly read that, confirm that this is your affidavit?
Yes, I deny in total charges in paragraph.
Confirm that this is your affidavit?
Yeah.
Read paragraph 45.
I deny in total the charges in paragraph 1E, as I have no role to play in the procurement, which is true,
yes,
of goods and services. I state, moreover, the issue of the construction of the Dandora Stadium is being investigated by the authorities.
By the EACC, correct?
Agencies. I've not finished this.
By the EACC, correct?
You told me to read, let me finish.
Is the matter being,
the issue
Governor,
of construction of the stadium
we want
is
to save
being
time.
investigated by other authorities, agencies like
okay,
EACC.
Good.
Yeah.
So it is within your knowledge,
yes,
from your deponent's documents, that the matter is being investigated, yes?
Investigations are still ongoing.
And you have seen your officer saying and advising on the question of the variation, yes?
No, that is.
You deny your officer?
She's no longer with us, so I don't know.
I'm not asking the person, the office. The office of that officer, is it still in existence?
Yes, it is, but the current officer has not.
Has the Dandora Stadium been completed?
No, it is not.
What was the completion period?
1.5 years.
And how many years down the line now?
But it was the construction was suspended.
What has stalled the construction?
We did an addendum. We wanted to.
What has stalled the construction?
The investigations which are still ongoing.
Okay.
And they're
Mr.
not
Speaker,
complete.
sir, allow me to yield to Mr. Milimo. He has a very 2-3 more limbs. We gave latitude to the other witnesses. Mr. Speaker.
How much more time do you want? Because already 1 hour is over, which I given.
We need about just 30 minutes only. 30. Because he has the issue of the daughter flying to the UK, to the US, and he's going to deal with it.
Okay, I'll give you 30. Time is not a strategy, it will end.
Thank you.
It will.
But as I go and yield, did you have the look of the videos that were played here?
No, I was not in the house.
No, yesterday.
My lawyers had a look.
Did they inform you what was played?
No.
Did they inform you?
No.
Have you rebutted that evidence?
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Milimo is my name. I'll be taking Milimo is my name. I'll take the last few portions of resignation of the governor. Mr. Governor, first, of course, I want you to confirm that you are the Chief Executive Officer.
Yes.
Of the County Government of Nairobi.
Yeah.
And Governor, you are aware that MCS, just as well as yourself, are both elected leaders.
Yes, true.
And you agree with me, Governor, because we're going to cooperate quickly, that both the county assembly members and the governor are independent offices that have independent mandate.
Yeah.
And you agree with me, Governor, that both the county assembly as well as the governor are accountable organs of the county government.
Yes.
And that none of them has a right to gag the other.
Depends on the circumstances.
Yes, but at least generally you have no right to gag the other.
No, if they divert public funds, we can deal with them as provided for in the law.
Okay. And you agree with me that both the governor and the county assembly must be accountable for all purposes and intents?
Yeah.
And Governor, do you agree with me that one of the things that will bring about accountability is the impeachment process that is before you?
I'm not aware.
And do you agree with me, Governor, that you went to court to stop this process of impeachment?
There was an ongoing case which was, there was a ruling that was delivered.
Yes, and in that ruling, the court denied to stop the process of impeachment.
No, there was an ongoing case.
Was there a ruling at any point delivered towards whether or not, the question of whether or not the impeachment will proceed?
I'm not aware because I've not been in court. But I know our orders were extended for, no, that was the budget case before Justice Mrima.
Yes, but you're aware you filed a case, petition number 35, in Employment and Labor Relations Court.
Yeah, but the case is still active in court.
Are you aware whether a ruling was delivered on the 9th?
We were told to go back to court.
I'm asking a question. Are you aware that a ruling was delivered on 9th of December 2020?
9th?
Of December 2020, on the question of whether or not these impeachment proceedings
I have to confirm with my lawyer on record because I'm not going to court from that time.
Okay, very well. And are you aware that the court dismissed your request or prayers seeking that these impeachment proceedings be stopped?
Those are normal processes in court.
Are you aware?
Yes? I'm not aware.
You are not aware?
Yes.
So that all the issues you've talked about relating to court process, unless you want selective recollection of evidence, are things that are not within your knowledge?
But the subjudice rule is very clear. It doesn't talk about court orders. It talks about any active matter in court.
Yes, you have avoided that question, but nevertheless, we shall proceed.
Any matter active in court.
One of the things I want to ask you, Governor, is that you are aware you are invited when the impeachment proceedings commenced at the National Assembly. You are invited by the Assembly. Were you or were you not?
I was invited.
You were invited, and the date?
And my lawyers proceeded to the Assembly with the documents. They were stopped.
Let's go slow.
By the Senate of Terms.
The date that you were to appear was on the 3rd of December 2020.
Yes.
And that is the date that the impeachment motion was tabled, correct?
Yes.
And do you remember the advice or directions that you were given on your mode of appearance on that day of 3rd of December 2020?
I don't remember.
You cannot recollect?
Yes.
You have talked about evidence relating to 2017, 2016, 2019. You can't remember something that happened just a few weeks ago?
No.
So answer the question. Do you remember the mode you were asked that you would appear, the mode of appearance?
I don't remember because the service was not properly done.
You cannot recall?
Yes.
2 ways of appearance. Are you aware that you can either appear physically or virtually?
Yeah, I learned it from here, from the Senate, when the communications were done by the
You learned from the
Speaker.
Senate.
Yes.
Do you recall that you were supposed to appear virtually, yes or no?
No.
You do not recall. So were you advised how to appear?
But an appearance you can even be.
Were you advised? Did that letter state to you?
My lawyer came physically.
It's not about whether your lawyer came. The question is, in that letter, was there a direction of how you would appear?
I don't remember.
You cannot remember?
Yes.
That's very well. So when you send your lawyer to go to the county assembly, was it on your own volition or based on the direction from the assembly?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
When you send your lawyers to go to the assembly to appear for you, did you read the letter that invited you there, or you did it on your own volition?
If I have lawyers to deal with my legal matters, that is up to them to handle the issues. They can represent me on my behalf.
So you did not bother whether or not there was any direction in the letter of invitation?
If the lawyers came, then they were aware, they knew what they were doing.
Okay, so that is for your lawyers.
Yes.
You've said so much about the proceedings of 3rd December 2020, Governor.
Yes.
And you are aware that a county assembly, just as is the Senate, is a house of record.
Yes.
And you also agree with me, Governor, that the record of such assembly or Senate proceedings is a conclusive evidence of what transpired on that particular day or event.
Sorry, come again?
The record of such a house is the conclusive evidence of what transpired on such a particular event or proceeding.
No. House, like Senate, it is respected. They don't break the law like what transpired in the assembly. So you cannot compare the assembly and the Senate.
Yes, but at least the prima facie evidence or the evidence is the record of what transpired.
For the Senate and the assembly is very different.
Okay, for the Senate, what is the record? The record is conclusive, correct?
For the Senate, it's okay. But for the assembly, no.
Yes, for the Senate, is okay.
They commit a lot of illegalities.
Yes.
So what happened?
Yes.
They're aware of what transpired.
Yes.
There are no numbers. They've been forging signatures of MCS.
Before we go there.
The Senate here, the Speaker, even the clerk cannot forge signatures of members.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are, we have some crooks there in the assembly. Your clients.
Okay.
This is a house of integrity. You cannot compare with a house of people swindling taxpayers' money.
Governor, you've been Yes, I was asking. Yes, I was asking Mr. Speaker that at least that word be withdrawn. Those are leaders that are elected, and they cannot be labeled as crooks.
They can be. See, they've been stealing. It's in the public domain, and they've been charged in court.
Yes, nevertheless, we will proceed, Governor. You are aware that this impeachment process,
Yes.
especially referring to the county assembly,
Yes.
has different organs that handle the paperwork and everything at different times.
No.
Does the office of the clerk have any role to play
Which
in the
you are
impeachment?
referring
Clerk
to the
of
Senate?
the county assembly?
No.
They don't have a role. Does the
I'm not
office...
an MCA, so I'm not conversant to the standing orders of the assembly.
Yes. Does the office of the speaker have any role to play in the impeachment process at the assembly, county assembly?
Yes.
Yes. And are you aware that for purposes of all the papers that are delivered to the county assembly, they are normally delivered to the clerk of the assembly?
Yes.
And that therefore the clerk is an accounting officer for purposes of the papers relating to these impeachment proceedings
Yes.
that were tabled before you?
Yes.
And you appear to have had a problem with the papers that were delivered to the county assembly.
My lawyers will handle that.
Your lawyers will handle that.
Yes.
Did you, at any point in time, Governor, invite or ask the Senate to summon the clerk of the county assembly to come and answer to any issues relating to the paperwork that was delivered at the county assembly?
The witnesses summoned.
Did you or did you not? Did you summon or did you not?
The application was in our witness statement, so I'm not aware. I've not seen the witness statement.
So at least you've not.
We do not read all the volumes, all the affidavits.
So the question is, did you ask for summon against the clerk or not?
I'll have to consult my lawyer.
You'll have to consult your lawyer.
Yes.
You have had you can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, you appear to have a problem with the proceedings that commenced and went on and continued at the county assembly.
Come again?
You appear to have a problem with the impeachment proceedings at the county assembly of Nairobi.
Law was not followed.
Okay, you have that problem of law.
Yeah.
Yes. And at any point in time, did you ask the Senate to summon the accounting organ of the county assembly?
No, we requested for MCS to be summoned.
You requested for MCS to be summoned.
Yeah, and they
Yes.
were around waiting to testify, but because of time,
So you did not
we
summon.
were not able to do that.
Yes, so you did not ask the speaker to be availed at all to answer to any issues that you would have, correct?
It is not me to ask to request for the speaker to come.
It's not you to ask.
We have our witnesses. We have
Yes.
the witnesses.
Yes, Mr. Governor,
Yes.
you referred to a certain document at page, Mr. Speaker, page
Yes.
221, volume 10H.
10H.
10H of your documents, page 221. Page 221, volume 10H. 10H of that document, Governor. That's the letter dated, I think, 7th December.
Yes.
Yes. All I want you to confirm, of course, yes, if you confirm, Governor, that you are the boss of the Nairobi City County Executive.
Yes.
And confirm to me that this is a letter that is written by one of your officers, written to yourself.
Come again?
Okay. You indicated
Yeah.
issues relating to Director of Criminal Investigations.
Yes.
I want to put a direct question. Is this letter emanating from the Director of Criminal Investigations,
No,
DCI?
this an officer from the CID. We have a county unit for CID and police officers seconded to us by the National Police Service.
That letterhead, 221, the letterhead is for which organ?
The letters for Nairobi County.
Nairobi City County, correct?
Any matters pertaining to investigations are being handled by the CID officers attached to the county.
Let's go slow. Let's go slow.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anywhere that somebody is saying that this is an officer attached to the county?
Yes.
Where is it?
When he signs Director, Investigation and Information Analysis.
Yes.
And we don't own the charge sheet. The charge sheet, you can see the heading.
No.
It's from the National Police Service.
I'm asking,
yes.
In the document I've referred you is at page 221.
Yes.
Confirm to me that this document is under the letterhead of your county government.
Yes, but I've said these are CID officers from the DCI's office, CID headquarters, attached to the county government of Nairobi to do investigations.
Yes, the second question is, this letter is written to you as their boss, correct?
Yes, this is a memo because there were ongoing instructions, so they were briefing me. They have succeeded in arresting the suspects.
Very good.
Now they wanted funds to go to Homa Bay, other schools in Rift Valley.
Yes, very
good.
To
gather for some more evidence.
Of course, you agree with me that your officers have no right of the county to arrest any person.
These are CID officers attached to the county.
I'm talking about the county officers, not CID.
They have a right of arresting.
Yes. On a criminal charge?
Yes.
Under which law?
Not under the National Police Standing Order.
I'm
National
talking about
Police
county officers.
These are CID officers attached to the county.
Okay. Yes. You have no evidence of that attachment, correct?
Yes, and they're the ones who conducted the arrests, not the county officers.
No problem. Let's go on, Governor. You shall recall that this letter had a specific purpose that you have not disclosed to this House. And I want to refer you to the last paragraph at page 222 of the same document, the next page.
222?
Yes, that is the next page.
Yes.
Look at the last paragraph. What was this officer seeking? This is a Director, Investigation, Information Analysis. What is he seeking in that paragraph?
You see, once CID officers...
Okay, read it.
I know about the... Okay.
What is he seeking?
The case.
What is he seeking?
You've told me to read.
Okay,
let me read. You cannot ask two questions at the same time.
Okay, okay, Governor.
The case requires traveling because we have witnesses in Homa Bay. There are schools which are there and students need to receive bursary.
So what is he seeking?
There are letters which were written. So he's saying in Homa Bay County, she's saying Homa Bay County and some areas of Rift Valley. Therefore, we require urgent facilitations like fuel, if they'll spend there like 3-4 days accommodation, money for food.
Very good.
And facilitations to enable us.
Yes, thank you.
Move.
Yes, so thank you, Governor. So this person is seeking for money.
No, for facilitation. For
facilitation in terms of money to go and do whatever they are supposed
fuel,
to do, correct?
For accommodation.
Yes.
Yes, I can say yes.
The long and short of it is the money, isn't it?
Interests.
Yes, and the reason why they put a lot of flour and juicy information in this is so that you can top up
there's nothing
the money.
Like, there's nothing like flour when poor students have been denied bursary funds.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So I put it to you that all that language was used so that then you release more facilitation to this officer, Governor.
You see, this habit has been there. The scandal has been there since 2016.
Yes. So
we're the ones who stopped it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Governor. Yes. Is any of is the mover of the motion that brought you here among the people who have been charged with all these charge sheets that you've read out? Is he among any of those who have been charged?
No, he has not been charged, but he's among the people who are supposed to be charged any time from now. They even check for his constituencies which have been diverted.
Yes. Of course, you are not a DCI.
Yes, I'm not an investigator. I just read the investigation report.
Yes, of course, you have no power to arrest yourself, correct?
I can't arrest.
Very good. Yes. You've talked about diverted checks by MCA.
Yes.
And I'll refer you particularly to page 229 of the same document.
Yes. 229?
Yeah, 229 of the same document.
Yes, I'm there.
This is a document that you refer to. The simple thing I want to ask you, is there any MCA who's been charged in respect of these alleged investigations?
Their peers, wives. There is no MCA.
Is there any MCA?
There is no MCA who can open a fake school account on his name, but they are proxies. Wives, peers.
Okay, let's go to the next question, Governor. There's no MCA who's been charged. You also referred to a certain document.
But their proxies have been charged.
Okay. You cannot say that. You have no mandate to say that.
It has been said in the investigation report.
Okay.
PA to MCA Karen, wife to the PA. So these are proxies of MCS.
That is okay. So
if your clerk is arrested, that is your proxy.
That is okay.
Yes.
That's okay. So you have also referred to many documents, and there's a document that at some point you referred to which had not been admitted to this, and you said so many things. You said is for the Hansard purposes.
Yes.
And you mentioned named, you called in a lot of evidence that led to. All I want to confirm to you is that the information you are reading is from that document that was not admitted by this House. But you say this for Hansard purposes.
No, I have requested, because the circumstances behind that was not properly explained.
Yes.
As I've said, for instance, the bank statement. We were time bad.
Yes.
So I've renewed that application to the Honorable Speaker, so we'll wait whether
I'm asking is that document was not admitted.
I leave that to the Speaker to
yes. Secondly,
at a later stage.
Are you aware that all you said from that document is not admissible because the document is not before the House? Yes or no? Are you aware?
On what?
You are not aware.
The document has been authenticated. It has been certified.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Governor. Yes. You agree with all of us that your daughter has never been employed as a county officer in the Nairobi City County?
She has never been employed as a county officer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But nevertheless, you agree with us that your daughter traveled at some point to the United States of America?
Yes, true.
Yes, and of course, all I would want this House to know is that then she traveled in what capacity?
In the delegation, as a woman.
As a delegation.
Even the president, even governors travel with their family.
Yes, that's okay. That's okay.
Yes. The costs are met by the government.
Yes.
Yes.
All that we are interested to know, therefore, is that simply, yes, she went as a delegation, but...
Actually, the status confirmed. I think you have that later.
That is okay. Yeah. That's okay. But all we are interested to know is that, was there any money spent on her travel by the county assembly, county government?
There was nothing that was transferred to her account, and if you have proof, you can bring the statement.
Yeah, so there is money...
Even to my wife, we catered for some of the expenses. I think apart from the flight ticket, from the air tickets, we catered for the accommodation.
The county assembly respects your wife, so I want also to respect your wife.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go to your family. All I'm asking is, was there any county government money of Nairobi that was spent on your daughter's subject travel?
Come again with that
question.
No? Come again with that question.
Sorry?
Repeat your question.
I'm saying,
yes.
Was there any money
yes.
from the county government of Nairobi
yes.
that was spent
yes.
to facilitate or otherwise be utilized by your daughter to travel to the US?
No.
There was no money that was spent?
Apart from the air tickets, no.
Yes. So the air ticket money, was it paid by the county?
Yeah, no, for my wife was paid by the county, I think.
No, I've said I will not.
It's 2018, 2019, so I can't remember everything. But there's nothing there is nothing that was transferred to my wife or my daughter. And you have proof. You can bring that statement. We confirm. Or any transfer.
Yes, thank you. You have answered that it was
These
paid.
These are just methods to divert attention.
Yes, that's okay.
Issues, yes.
That is okay.
Yeah.
You've answered that it was paid. Yes, I want to refer you to. I want to refer you to your own document, Governor.
Yes.
That you produced to us here. That is volume 10.
Yeah.
It's written D, volume 10, D at page 612.
Page 10. Which volume?
It's written D.
D
10.
Volume 3.
Volume 3 of this.
You have an extra copy?
Volume 3 of your documents, starting from pages 423 to 657.
You have an extra copy?
Okay, sorry. Let's see whether we can get one. Okay. Yes. So page 6.
Which page you are saying?
Page 612.
Yes, I'm there.
You are there. So, of course, you agree that these are your own documents. Is that so?
But I'm not the author of that document.
Okay, but these are your own documents. You are the one who brought them here.
This is one of the documents that was found.
This is one of the documents that you brought it here.
Yes.
Of course, you can see there are two names there.
Yes.
I want to avoid the first name. I want to go to the second person who is named there. And with a lot of respect, just read the names of that person who is written there.
It is not clear.
It's your document.
It is our document, but we are to use it to cross-examine witnesses who are supposed to come.
Yes.
Because this is not a county document. It's not never originated from the county.
No, but you are the author of that document.
No.
But I can.
No, you can check who is the author. It's a company called Premium Agency.
But you brought it yourself.
We were supposed to cross-examine a witness on it. Because you are not the author of this document. There's a reason why this document is in my affidavit.
Then I would allow you to read it together with 9C. If my learned colleague can refer you to it, our document 9C.
Yes.
It's more clear. 9C, it's the same document. But if my colleague is not ready, I can hand over to the governor. The same document. Yes. That's the same document. Yes. So it's the same document, 9C, that is at page 1126. 9C,
Yeah,
1126. So what I'm requesting, Governor, that you do for us, one question only.
Yes, proceed.
Yes, thank you, Governor. One question only. You can see there are two names, of course, indicated or stated in that document. Yes. I'm interested in the second name. Kindly just read. Is it the same? No, it's actually 1127. Sorry. 1127.
Come again?
1127. Same document that I gave you, 1127. But the next page.
Before. A page before or after?
Oh, yeah.
It should be
1128. 1128, sorry. It appears there is yeah, okay. 1128, correct. So kindly just read the second name there, which is the same document that you referred us to.
Yes.
So read the second name.
This is an invoice by the Premier Plan.
The name.
Premier Plan. Name is Saumu Agnes Mbuvi, my daughter.
Yes, and what is the designation of that?
Well, this is what the document is here. They have written
What? Yes, read
they
it.
have written ward administrator, but my daughter is not a ward administrator.
Yes.
I'm not the author of this document.
But of course, you brought it to us. So
We brought it so that we can question.
Yeah.
We're supposed to come and testify, but we're not denied.
No problem.
We're not given a chance.
Yes, thank you. You've answered the question. Yes.
This
So
is not me, not my daughter,
yes,
not
yes.
my wife.
Very,
It's a
very,
company called Premier Plan.
very well. Yes. Yes.
One of the witnesses was supposed to.
Very, very well. Thank you, Governor. Of course, in the same document, I want to refer you quickly to page 1133. Go to the next page.
11?
1133.
Okay.
1133. Are you there?
I need your guidance, please. I can't see 1133. I'm seeing only 11. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I'm interested, Governor.
Yes.
Where I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The seventh line. This is a document of impressed warrant. You agree with me?
Yes.
What is the nature of the duty that is being stated, that is stated in that document?
Okay, I know where you are referring to.
Written in handwritten, yes.
Okay, written and handwritten.
Handwritten.
Not from computer.
Handwritten.
Well, electronic. Okay. Being impressed for 7.
Being interest for what?
For 20. Is it,
Can I read it for you?
Yes, yes, yes.
The document reads, being impressed for county first lady and ward administrator to travel to USA.
Yes.
That is what the document reads.
Yes.
And this is a document from your institution, correct? It's an impressed warrant. You agree? What is the amount stated up there? Apply for?
The amount is 2.6 million.
2.6 million.
Payable to Joyce Kinyanjui, not my wife or my daughter or myself.
Yes, yes, thank you. We've stated what that is. So thank you up to that level, Mr. Governor. So we go next very quickly. There's a letter that you refer to at page 59, volume 10H.
59.
Volume 10H.
You're through with the document?
Yes, oh, thank you. Thank you for that courtesy.
So, which volume? Next.
Volume 10H, page 59. Yes, that is page 59.
Yes.
Just confirm, Governor, that that is...
This one.
Yes, confirm, Governor, that that letter is dated 23rd November 2020.
Yes.
Yes, and that is a letter that is written by yourself.
My office, yes, signed by myself. Yes.
Signed by yourself. So when was the impeachment motion tabled at the County Assembly?
I think on 26th.
On 26th of December, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the date of your letter is 23rd, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Was this letter at any point in time copied to the mover of the motion?
No, because he was.
It was not copied.
It was being. He's under investigation.
It was not copied to him.
Yes.
So that you wrote this letter, not copied to him, and you want to allege that the reason for tabling of the motion was because of this letter.
But he's aware because he was summoned by the DCI. His name is. his name appears.
Yes, very well.
Yes.
Very well. So actually, I want to put it to you, Governor, that you wrote this letter after you got wind of the intended impeachment proceedings to blackmail.
I disagree with you because
you
the
disagree.
letter is received.
Okay.
No, the letter is received on the same date.
Yes. Thank you.
And again,
now,
also, your client is mentioned in the Auditor General report for swindling the county.
Yes.
3 million and is supposed to refund that money.
Yes. Thank you.
2018, 2019 Auditor General report.
Thank you, Governor. You mentioned something about Janet, who was your former officer.
Yes.
Yes. Of course, of course, unfortunately, refer to her.
Yes.
Very strong words.
Yes.
But I want to ask you, Governor, do you have any evidence?
Yes.
What is your intervention? There is, Councillor Harrison.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir, honourable members. It's just that I noted that the red light is on, and on account of your, Mr. Speaker's assignment to me a strict timeline, I thought the same should apply to him as well. I stuck to your timeline. Honorable members, out of respect and deference to you, I stuck to the timeline. He should.
5 minutes only.
Okay.
I wasn't given 5 minutes.
No, I gave you a lot of latitude, and I've leaned backwards for you on many things.
Yes.
So let me also just execute my duty. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, Governor, I want just to establish one thing, whether you understand where the trial of impeachment proceedings takes place, whether it is at the County Assembly or at the Senate.
Come again, please.
Do you know where trial of impeachment proceedings takes place, whether it is in the County Assembly or it is in the Senate?
In both houses. First, it's taken to the...
Do you know where the trial? Do you know what is a trial?
Yes.
So do you know where the trial takes place?
It starts at the Assembly.
It's a?
It starts at the Assembly and ends at the Senate.
The trial. Do you know what is a trial?
Yes.
So do you know where it takes place?
Yes.
Is it at the Senate or at the Assembly?
It starts at the Assembly.
It starts at the Assembly according to you.
Yes.
So what I'm asking you, you asked whether the evidence that has been tendered before here was tendered at the County Assembly. I want you, and in 10 seconds, show me any provision that requires the County Assembly to table evidence at the time of tabling and debating the impeachment motion at the County Assembly.
I'm not conversant to the standing order. Give me a minute.
Yes, so do you
I have that law somewhere.
Yes.
Let me get the Assembly standing orders.
Yes. Do you have any provision? If you don't have, then we'll move on. Yes.
Standing order number 72-2 of the County Assembly.
Standing order number 72-2.
Yes.
Yes. And kindly just quote the direct part that states that impeachment at the County Assembly must be accompanied by or done by way of evidence. The standing order is here. Do you have? Yes. Just read to me where it says that in impeachment proceedings before the County Assembly, you must table evidence and that a trial takes place at the County Assembly. Are you able to read any of those?
(72.2).
72.2.
If a member has sufficient reason to convince the Speaker that the member is unable to substantiate the allegations instantly, the Speaker...
My colleague is interfering with the witness.
Oh, this is not 72, sorry.
Yeah, please proceed.
72.2. The person being removed from office shall be availed with the report of the Select Committee together with any other evidence adduced and such note or papers presented to the committee at least 3 days before the date before the debate on the motion.
Yes. Is there anywhere where it's stated that
I was
an
not
impeachment...
furnished with the evidence even before.
Yes.
Yes.
Does that relate to an impeachment motion? Is there... I asked you about an impeachment proceeding. Do you know that impeachment proceeding is a unique proceeding?
Yeah, it's an impeachment proceeding,
yes.
Because the person being removed from the office, what does that tell you? The person being removed from the office shall be availed with the report of the Select Committee. I'm being removed from the office.
Yes.
Together with any other evidence adduced and such note or papers presented to the committee at least 3 days before the debate on the motion.
Yes, thank you.
So, did you do that? Yakalan, did you do that?
Yes, you confirm that this issue, what you've read relates to select committees and so forth. Confirm that this was not...
And there is 67.7 also. Go to 67.7.
Okay.
67.7 of the same standing orders.
No, it's okay, but you've confirmed the issues you are relating to relate to select committee. Mr. Governor, you also showed us some audio clips of persons with whom you are interacting with.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
That all of us seated here, would we know who the other person is from that audio clip?
It depends on the authenticity.
I was saying,
there is a certificate of that clip.
Yes.
It is used as evidence in the anti-corruption case.
Yes. From the audio, are we able to know?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have monopoly of knowing the voice of each and every person in this country?
Yes.
You have the monopoly?
Yes.
Are you an expert? Are you an expert in voice identification, Mr. Governor? Do you know that is...
There is an officer who had a gadget who was recording that clip, and there's also a certificate. The person who took the clip, there was a certificate that was taken, and I think it is also filed. Alpha.
Do you know, Governor, that voice identification is a scientific process?
Okay, Council, you should be winding up. Time, yes. We are...
Lastly, Governor, I want to refer you to volume 9D, Mr. Speaker, the last question.
Yes.
9D, page 1187.
Give me an extra copy, please.
The black small file. 90, 1187. 1187.
Page, please.
Page 1187. From down. Yes. Governor, of course, this is your Twitter handle.
Yes.
And you were addressing a fellow...
No, this is not mine. This is a fake one.
You had answered the question. Are you... The person being addressed here is a fellow leader in this country?
There are various Twitter handles bearing the names of, and Facebook bearing the names of...
No problem.
Mike Sonko, Mike Mobi Sonko, the names you mentioned, Mike Kyoko Sonko, Mike Kibanguli Sonko.
Yes.
There are so many, and even I've reported to the DCI.
One question.
Yes.
The person being referred to in this tweet is one Millie Mabona Odhiambo, correct?
This is not mine. But
no, the person being referred to.
The document you presented to me says that. Not
yes, correct. It says that. And again, just for avoidance of doubt, the words, I wouldn't want to read them there. Those words are unprintables.
Sorry?
The words that has been used in these tweets are unprintables, are they not?
Which words?
Okay, then do you want to read it?
I'm not the author.
As the partition,
why should I read it? I'm not the
Then read it.
author of this.
Just read it. It's part of the evidence in the Senate. Kindly read it loudly.
I'm not the author of this. Why should I?
Just read it. We object. It's a document that is... This document is part of the documents that were submitted. This is 9D.
I'm not the maker of this.
9D, just read it. You will have time to stay there.
I can't do that. I'm not the maker of this.
Kindly read it.
The document has abusive language. There are women I respect here. So
then let me put to you a question.
Yes.
Mr. Governor, you know how to read?
Yes.
Kindly read that document.
I can't read this document.
Do you know how to read?
I'm not the author of this document. It's just some abusive content, so I can't.
Yes, we are the ones who produced it. Just read the document. Read as it is.
What is your intervention?
We do,
Council.
We do object, Mr. Speaker, sir, in that the document that is being asked to read is not a document that is authored by him. It's not a document that he has brought here. It is a document that has been brought here by the county assembly itself. I think the county assembly has run out of questions, and as their time is over, I think we need to close.
Okay. No, you don't have to direct, but this is my direction. That since that's not the document brought by the governor, you don't have to force him to read it.
Yes.
It is so directed.
Much obliged, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll read it myself as I put it to you, Governor. The first line says, my sister Millie Mabona Odhiambo. Does it state so?
No, that is not me. I'm not the author of that.
Yes, the second line reads as follows.
That is you now insulting her.
Yes, I'm reading.
Yeah. So proceed as you insulting her.
Yes.
Okay, Council, just read and finish, so because
Yes.
we don't have time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the second line reads as follows. Inasmuch as I fight for the rights of the silent majority women, who are always major victims in such cases, my response to you is simple. You just said you love sex, and whoever you may have it with is none of my business. But you miss my point. Just as the way you have opened your mouth wide in this picture, I'm longing for the day you shall open wide your legs to give birth to a child, so that you experience the pain that the mothers I am defending go through. That will be all, Mr. Speaker.
You're looking for sympathy, my friend.
Okay. Thank you very much. You want to stand down, the governor? I think you've been standing for long. It's over. Okay. Thank you so much, Governor. You may take your seat. The next step is if there are any questions, requests for clarification by senators. Okay, Senator Olekina.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you.
For not more than 2 minutes, eh?
Yes. I just want to seek some clarifications in regards to the trip to New York, which evidence has been tabled that it was sponsored, or rather it was Mr. Speaker, I'm seeking 3 clarifications. Clarification number 1 is on the approvals of the trip to New York, which a document has been tabled that it was approved by State House. I've seen a signature of the head of the public service. If that can be clarified, I'll be happy. Second, Mr. Speaker, I seek clarification on the issue of the bursary fund, which a document has been tabled indicating clearly that that was stopped. I want to know at what point was the RTGS stopped? Was it at the point?
Senator Olekina, you know you must direct the question to somebody.
Okay,
thank you,
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I wanted to seek clarification are 2 things. One, and my clarification, I'm directing it to the Assembly, because they're the ones who have brought up the case. Number 1, were you able to look at the documents, and were you satisfied with the documents that the trip to New York was actually approved by State House and not by the county executive? That's question number 1. Number 2, the documents that you presented showing the transactions of the 297.5 million for bursaries, can you tell us where you got those documents from, because they were not certified to have come from a bank? And then finally, on the issue of the stoppage of the funds, were you able to provide other statements to indicate how the 297 was spent? And the last question, which I'm directing it to the governor, is on the spending of the 297.5 million, which you have indicated in your statement that it was stopped. What happened to that money at that particular time? Did it remain at Central Bank? Did it remain at the County Revenue Fund? If you can clarify those, I'll be happy.
Okay, I think you'll take note of all the clarifications or questions, then you will respond at once. Senator Mwaura Isaac. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have 2 clarifications. The first clarification is about an allegation, or rather some assertion that was made by the witness Janet Muthoni Ouko, that the governor was in many and various occasions molesting women who have been working under his jurisdiction or superintendence. So exactly what does that mean? What does that molestation mean? And number two, in the cross-examination by the council of the county assembly, I didn't get it clearly, Mr. Speaker, if the assertion was to the effect that the letter written to investigate the mover of the motion was only written when the motion was drafted and served accordingly. So I'd really like to get that clarification, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Senator Linturi.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I will be very brief, and my clarification that I seek, Mr. Speaker, is from the County Assembly, because, Mr. Speaker, the requirements for removal of a governor are clearly stipulated in the Constitution, in the law, and they are standing orders. And, Mr. Speaker, I just want to understand and to know, because I've looked at the submissions and the signatures that were in the list accompanying the motion. I did not find one very important document which I really want to be told whether it's by way of omission, whether it's in another document which have not been able to trace, or where it could be. And this relates, Mr. Speaker, to the logs or a document from the County Assembly of Nairobi showing actually that 88 members of the County Assembly voted in the affirmative to remove Governor Sonko. That is what I am seeking, Mr. Speaker, and I would be glad to get that list of the members of the Assembly that voted in support of this motion. Thank you.
Okay, maybe as we proceed, the teams, the council for the teams, what you will do in your, you will respond when I'll give you time for your closing statements, so that we save on time, because you have 1 hour. So just note the issues that are being raised, then you will address them when you are giving your closing statements. Senator Pareno, Judith.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to Governor Sonko. I would like him to clarify whether he knew this lady who received the money on behalf of the wife and the daughter while they were traveling to the U.S. I know he confirmed that what he was looking at was an imprest warrant in their favor. And whether this money, we would want to know whether this money ended up in the hands of the wife and daughter. And why would this lady, who I would hope he would be able to tell us who she is, would receive on their behalf?
Senator Kangata.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have heard the witnesses supporting the case of the governor. We have also heard the witnesses supporting the case by the county assembly. We heard the minority leader from the assembly. We also heard from the former CC of education. But now, the third witness, Mr. Speaker, I would urge the assembly to do a little bit of clarification in the sense that there was no examination in chief. They only urge us to adopt the statement, and then immediately we went for cross-examination and finally re-examination. I urge the assembly to highlight key major highlights of that statement, particularly taking into account, yes, it is true, we will read that statement and be able to know what the nature of the evidence, but I would imagine those out there who are not following, or rather they don't have the opportunity to read that statement, or even some senators who for one reason they will not be able to read that document, they understand the gist of witness number 3 of the Assembly. Thank you.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. First of all, Mr. Speaker, I want to apologize to you and to the House because I've been walking in and out. You know, I'm also chairing the committee that's planning the burial of our colleague, Senator Kabaka. Mr. Speaker, I will need 2 clarifications from the County Assembly. And mine is on a matter of threshold. Whether they are convinced that the threshold for impeachment has been arrived at in terms of the numbers of the MCRs who voted for the impeachment of the governor, and in terms of the process as captured in their own standing orders for impeachment of the governor. Whether they are convinced and they can clarify to this House that there is evidence that the threshold for impeachment was arrived at. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, and this may sound trivial, but it's very important, when they played video clips, I saw a video clip that I'm trying to link the clip to the accusations for impeachment, and I don't see any correlation. The clip on the governor dancing to a tune, party after party. I'm wondering whether the County Assembly of Nairobi City is inviting the Senate of the Republic of Kenya to impeach a governor for dancing. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Cheriot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have just a clarification. I need the Assembly to point us to, I've gone through the list of the documents that they supplied to us, just for my own, and maybe for a few of the members who may be having questions on a few things. The following, it will just be sufficient for me if they tell me document XYZ on such and such a page, the document you need appears there. That will be enough for me. Number one is the copy of the invitation letter for the governor to appear before the Assembly for his impeachment process, copy of that letter. Second, a copy of the Hansard that confirms the call-out for governor to appear before the Assembly. You know, Mr. Speaker, the same way, once when you have witnesses appearing before our committees on such and such, on different issues when you're investigating different matters, you'll call out and say witness XYZ, first time, second time, third time. Just a copy of the Hansard to confirm that indeed they afforded the governor the chance to appear before them and he waived that opportunity as they allege. And lastly is what I think 2 or 3 of our colleagues have already asked, the copy of the Hansard with the list of names of the 88 that they say voted to impeach the governor. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Okongo Mogeni.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, having listened to my colleagues, there is an issue that I want us to handle with a lot of care. Mr. Speaker, if you remember, sometimes in the US, when there was a trial of O.J. Simpson, and the jury was taken through a process of confirming whether some gloves that were allegedly used by O.J. Simpson could fit his hands. And on that ground alone, O.J. Simpson was left off the hook. So I know that the County Assembly has very experienced advocates. I think I saw one who appeared before the committee that tried Governor Waiguru, and I know they are very experienced. Many of our members here are lay people, and an issue can be brought up that can create a lot of doubts or confusion in the House. And we have also had a situation before where decisions of this House have been challenged by courts of law after we have impeached. So I want to appeal to my colleagues to address with caution and care this clarification that is being sought by, I think, Senator Linturi. Because I looked at the record and you have done very well. I was able to pick the names that were in support of the motion. That's very well. I just want you to go through your records so that you don't leave any doubt in our minds that you met the threshold. Because I've listened both here and outside the allegations of against the governor, and I'll make my decision as a lawyer. So just pinpoint to us the other processes that took place during the hearing at the assembly, so that you don't mess up our record. Whatever decision we pass here today should not be challenged in court on a technicality. So, Mr. Speaker, I hope that the people appearing for the assembly can just pinpoint to us the process that took place at the assembly, more so the division, so that we don't go to court with a case that can put us in trouble. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Professor Ongeri.
Two clarifications, Mr. Speaker. One, I think the counsel for Governor Sonko, when you took the material to serve the county assembly under the normal process of serving the notice, did you pin it on the door or on the wall? And can you provide that evidence? To the county assembly council, you did indicate and give us a list of the people who voted for this motion. Did you have any version of electronic voting that you may be able to provide for this House to see? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Munyahaji.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also wanted to get two clarifications. One from the county assembly on whether the governor was furnished with the notice of his impending impeachment and the grounds thereof before the 3rd of December 2019. And from the governor, why did you find it fit not to appear before the assembly for that particular impeachment? Thank you.
Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Two clarifications. One is to the governor. You gave us some documents on the issue of bursary. One, I didn't see the status updates that you are talking about, that some MCAs were being investigated by the DCI and EACC. We just saw letters that you told us that had been written by DCI and EACC on the misappropriation of bursary funds. And would you be kind enough to, if you can or not, to tell us how far, or is there any status update? And number two, to the county assembly, a quick clarification. This issue of diversion of bursary that has been made, in your role and oversight, did it come to the attention of the county assembly? Number three, Mr. Speaker, in line of what my colleagues have asked about service and notice to the governor to appear before the county assembly impending his motion, were the procedures being followed? And were you aware that the governor did try that as the mover of the motion or as the county assembly, that did try to access the premises to be able to tell his side of the story as to appear as by the principles of natural justice? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Finally, Senator Mbogo Chiloyako.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to ask both sides, the side prosecuting and the side defending, We have listened to you for nearly 2 days. Now I want to ask you, when you get opportunity to conclude your submissions, can you sharpen what the case is about, and can the side responding sharpen what the defense is about? There are so many things and waves in this issue, and we have to make a determination that is summarized and accurate. If we are left to navigate through this pile of documents, we are likely to make the wrong decision, at least most of us. But for me, who has a legal background, I may do something good. But remember, it's the totality of votes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You know, I had said finally, but I don't know, because, you know, we must also be realistic that we have been sitting for a long time. We still have quite some time to go, so that the law of diminishing returns is coming. So I'll only allow, I can see Rose Nyamunga and Stewart Mazayo. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would just like to know from the governor, because from his presentation, it was very clear that he is concerned with the education of the children of Nairobi. And for purposes of continuity and concern for the children, it would be very good for us to have a clarification as to whether the students that had been started by the former Governor Kidero, the students who had been set aside for bursaries, did he continue with them, or it was that one was totally abandoned and then he started on another list or another set of children? It is important for purposes of good governance.
Senator Mazayo. Then I had said finally, but of course now I can see the lead. No, the leader of minority. I think he'll close. Let's give him that opportunity.
Asante, Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, kwa upande wa mashtaka, kuna stakabadhi zimetolewa hapa na ni wakati mzuri ikiwa wanaweza kufafanua zaidi. Ikiwa kwa upande wa mashtaka, je, yule aliyeshtakiwa Bwana Gavana alipewa nafasi ya kusikizwa? Na kama alipewa nafasi hiyo, je, alipopeleka stakabadhi zake ziliruhusiwa kuchukuliwa ama hazikuchukuliwa? Kwa upande wa gavana, je, alipewa nafasi hususan na kaunti kwanza kuweza kupeleka hizo stakabadhi na hatimaye kupewa fursa nzuri sana ndani ya bunge la kaunti kujitetea kama hivi walivyojitetea hapa? Nafikiria pande zote mbili zikifafanua ingekuwa vizuri kwetu sisi. Asante.
Senator James Orengo, leader of minority.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just standing up in the interest of time, because the councils have got opportunity to make their closing remarks. So in closing remarks, the county assembly knows the case they want to make out of these proceedings. The governor's team, they know the case that has been made against them. So in terms of clarifications, we may get into the danger of having submissions being tendered at this stage. So I would encourage that there are very specific questions like the one of Senator Kongo Mugeni has asked, which is a matter of evidence. So when you have been asked to pinpoint, please pinpoint instead of giving an explanation. Because we can explain the same ourselves. Otherwise, you may get a situation where you are addressed for 1 hour on a matter which has nothing to do with evidence. And that time is coming later on.
I had... Okay, Murkomen.
Thank you, Speaker. Less than 30 seconds, Mr. Speaker. The County Assembly has given us a lot of video clips. Also, the governor gave us a number of video clips. from the County Assembly to facilitate the very important question that has been asked by almost everybody. You saw there are some of our colleagues now who are going to participate in these proceedings via Zoom. And they will vote via Zoom, and we'll see their faces and we'll hear their voices. The question I want to ask you, did you share with us the similar vote in terms of the video clips for the MCAs who are not inside the chambers but voted to add to the 88 to facilitate all of us to deal with this problem that we are being told the electronic vote was corrupted or hacked, or people's voting pins were used without their permission. If you can give us similar to the ones that we'll use today for our colleagues who will not be here, where the voice of the MCA, the face of the MCA is seen, and the voice of the MCA is seen. It will really appreciate, it will help us make a decision on the threshold. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable senators and our two teams that were here. We are now getting to the tail end of our two-day session, and like I said, impeachment of a governor is a weighty matter in this country. It's a very serious responsibility for this Senate. And that is why we have been patient, we've listened, clarifications have been sought, and now we want to give you an opportunity. You have 60 minutes each side. 60. 1 hour, 1 hour. 1 hour, that's the rule, but if you can use, that's the maximum. If you can use less than that, the better, because these are very intelligent people. They have listened, they have heard, they are processing what you have said. They are experienced, like Emeritus Wako. So please also avoid repetitions and things that don't add up to your case.
Thank you.
Just like they have said. So the first to go will be closing statements on behalf of the County Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
60 minutes.
Sir,
Okay.
my name again is Ndego Njiru. We want to thank you for the opportunity you've given us to prosecute this case before you and for the time that you've taken. I'll begin by giving clarifications, and at the end of it, I'll share my time with my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, sir, with the clarification sought by my senior learned friend, my teacher, Mr. Murkomen, Senator Murkomen. He has sought to know whether County Assembly provided the video clips of what transpired at the County Assembly. When I was under him, teaching me the rope, he told me that rules of procedures are followed as they are legislated. To that effect, Mr. Speaker, sir, the rules of procedure guiding this House, one is that of the standing order, and most importantly, standing order number 75. Number 75, unless amended, to incorporate the new emerging concept of proceedings in a Westminster Parliament, does not require us to file such kind of proceedings. That is the rule that is there. However, keeping in tradition with the custom of the Westminster Parliament, we brought the evidence of the Hansons. This House speaks through the Hansons. And this is not my making. I was taught by my teacher. Finally, on that issue, unless, Mr. Speaker, I was under the wrong hands, which I doubt. Mr. Speaker, clarification has been sought as to whether we actually invited the governor. I confirm that the governor was invited to appear before the Assembly via the Speaker's letter dated the